My master used to say, that horses were trained. They just teach us the way they like to be ridden. You can train a horse out of fear, any animal actually, out of anything you want. You can train him with love, you can train him with fear, you can train him with all the nuances between those, and you can train them by pain. You can train them all sorts of ways. If you have a good relation with your horse, everything is going to be easy. The working hand is a very, very old technique that has been done for like 400 years old, and not too many people just know how important it is to do it. It came from the fact that we were working the horses around one pillar. It was one way to have the horses crossing his leg to the right and to the left, and having a possibility to see where the hind leg was stepping under the body of the horse, and allowing him to feel connected through his spine, if I can say that. With the lunging, we are the pillars, and the horse is turning around you. And then after that, with the working hand, as we will describe it later on, you will see the horse turning around me as a pillar. And then after that, the pillar would be a movable pillar, because we deal now with different horses with a lot more refinement. Lots of thoroughbred came in the 1800s, and it would be pretty tough to tie them to a pillar to really do that. Therefore, we are kind of a gentle pillar more than anything. The working hand is basically having the horse in position of a shoulder in. In other words, the shoulders are going to be in, meaning closer to you than the back leg. We want to have a 4-track shoulder in other words, the front leg and the back leg crossing, as François Robichon de la Guérinière, the inventor of the shoulder in, defined it. It is a 4-track movement and not a 3-track movement. Therefore, we will, first of all, once again with a young horse, make sure that he is not afraid of the whip, and you touch him everywhere. Now be careful. Sometimes horses do answer violently to the whip when you touch them. Therefore, you need to touch them very gently and do not allow them to kick. If they kick, you have to touch until they stop doing so. And it's very easy. It doesn't take much, but you need to do that first. The question is, when do we start this process? Well, I start with the baby when they are 3 years old, 3 days old, if I can say that, with his mother. As soon as there's a little halter, you should be able to go around me to the right and to the left. And when they grow up, they have a much better, easy way to grow up, because they are limber on both sides, they are supple on both sides, and therefore they can grow equally on both sides. And I don't think about working the horses every day that way, but maybe once a week in the stall around you, 3 times to the right, 3 times to the left, just to be part of the routine work. If he has the feeling that you want him to cross and he's doing 3 or 4 crossing on each side, be very happy for the first day. The second day you'd be surprised. He would certainly give you 12. But at the very beginning, just make him feel that that's what you want, and get the idea go through, and physically it will happen, but it will happen into a very modest kind of a way. What's important is always give him the idea first. Then he will think about it. Sometimes they tell you they don't like it because crossing their leg is hard. Therefore, they tell you that they don't like it because it's not pleasant for them at the beginning because of their stiffness, and sometimes because of their mental thinking. But after 2 days, 3 days, you really see wonderful result. And it changed their whole eyes. I have so many horses during my clinic who come and they have a sort of a strong eyes. They resent a little bit something because they're tight in their body. 3 basic positions for your working hand. The first position is where you are, exactly where I am right now. Is when you have no control of your horse. When you have no control of your horse, or very little control of your horse, you need to be in front of him. By in front of him, I don't mean directly in front of him, of course, but to the side. Your arm is straight in alignment with the spine of the horse. And your legs are spread for some sort of if the horse is challenging you, that you can absolutely be able to hold him. And when I mean hold him, I mean having vibration, because you really could not hold him. It's not a wrestling match. It's to make him understand that's what you want here. When everything goes better, you can be by the shoulder here and still play with the finger. You are still pretty much in a strong position. And then when your horse is older and he knows what you're doing, then you can be really back here and with no problem, because you don't have any kicking of the hind leg or any challenging to do with his brain. You start by having a forward and a backwards a motion with your horse against the wall. In other words, you put him in the correct position, as so, and you use your lunge line to that, and you are going to ask for a certain number of strides. Therefore, you are going to do the same thing, visualize, click with the tongue, touch with the whip. For we are going to put him right here, that's it, and we go and touch with the whip. And we want to walk a few strides, and we halt. That's it. When we hold, we are going to touch with the whip to make sure that the back legs stay underneath. Forward again, and the halt again. Ah, la. And when we hold, we want the horse to stay in that position and not forward, not backward, just staying where we want it. And again, forward. That's it. And you halt again. La. Oh, la. Little wiggling with the hands, not a strong holding here, just a little vibration to help him to understand what you want and to keep him relaxed. And walk on again. There we go. Good. That would be your first. Ah, good boy. That would be your first forward and stopping and forward and stopping and forward and stopping. The first relationship with your horse about what you want to do simply. And then you only start the work in hand by going into the center and having simply the horse turning around you, crossing the front leg and the back leg. Crossing the front and the back. Little touch with the whip, and you are going to see the horse crossing in the front, crossing in the back. Exactly. Now, sometime we have a little too much bend in the neck like we have now. But what we do is we are going to use the rein. Oh, I will stop against the wall. We are going to undo the rein here, and we are going to use the outside rein only when we need it and to control the neck bend. You are going to hold, you can put your finger in the bit if you want to, or you can pinch the lunge line here, whatever you wish to do, but holding the bit close to the bit as much as you can. And then you are going to hold the outside rein here, that's so, and holding the whip here, just like a sword that you can just touch when you want to. Exactly. And that will allow you, with a little pressure on the outside, to control the neck bend if there is too much. Therefore, I am going to go back on my circle again. Tap, tap. The horse going forward. And he's going to turn around me like if I was a pillar. For at the beginning, you are going to see the horse have a tendency to bang his leg a little bit. They don't know what to do. They don't know where those legs are. They have a tendency to stop like this. For what you do is you try to establish a rhythm to have the horse walking and he will cross as regular as possible. That's it. Also, we are looking for a steady head carriage, that the head stay in a certain position. I will shorten my lunge line here, that's it. There we go. And always try to keep that outside rein at the base of the neck. I also forgot to mention that we start on the good side of the horse. You're lunging and you work in hand. You start on the easy side. Starting on the easy side. And then progressively, as you can see, my circle is getting bigger. I'm starting to walk with my horse, trying to keep the same angle all the way through. And then I am going to transform my large circle into a square. What is very important is to decide where you want to go with your work in hand and just go there. Here we go. And then progressively, I go from one corner to the other. When your horse starts to rush a little bit, we stop. We say, no, we don't want to go too fast. We have to stay in control of the certain number of strides that you want. We walk again, little tap with a whip, and we go down the long side in what will become a little shoulder in.